streak
Yep.
right now. Has there very much a sense of urgency that you need to snap that and get
We
right the
do.
ship?
We do. And I wish we were playing Wednesday instead of Tuesday, but it's here before you know it. So quick turnaround again. We've had in that streak, we've had the 2 Tuesday games. And it's a little bit different, your preparation because of the Sunday days, and you like to give them those days off. But anyway, okay, going back, we did talk after the Colorado State game, but we didn't play well at Utah State. That was a tough game for us. Cada played really well that game, and there's signs in a game when you know it's maybe not going your way. He hasn't attempted a 3 all year in his first shot of the game. He's behind the arc, and we backed off him as mostly everyone has done because he's not a perimeter threat, and he shoots a 3 and he makes it. But then we came back and played pretty well at San Jose offensively. I mean, he scored 81 points, but he gave up 90. And went up 15-10. They hit a 3, and then they go on a run in the first half. Take the lead with 4 minutes to go in the game. Take the lead by 1, and then get a possession. We have a 3 in the corner across from our bench. That 3 goes in. You're up 4. It doesn't. We get the offensive rebound, and then when we turn, we lose the ball. And they go down and score, come back, and we get the ball in the post, and we miss a layup, and then they get a 4-point play, and that kind of broke our back. So, yes, so sense of urgency tomorrow, Fresno at home, a team that got beat pretty bad on Saturday, suspended a player, but I think they're bringing them back for tomorrow's game. So we'll get to prep tomorrow. Today, one-day prep, and then play tomorrow.
Having Coach Jones on the staff, playing Fresno, he obviously recruited all these kids, knows most of them, I would think, right?
Well, the transfers he doesn't. The couple kids he still knows Blackwell and Grimes, who's suspended, but I think he's coming back. But then after that, those kids like New Williams transferred in from Auburn, and then the Utah transfer, they came in when he left. So there's a couple.
Was he not there yet last year?
No. Yeah. So it's 2 years removed. Yeah. So they got a little bit different, and then they have a freshman that's really good, a 6'10", 6'11" freshman out of Las Vegas who's playing really well from Robinson's a good post player.
Switching gears from Air Force, I just talked to Coach G about this too with Kobe Bryant yesterday.
Yeah.
How over the years have you seen his influence in the kids you've recruited and their interest in basketball?
I think Kobe was just great for the NBA, great for basketball all over, women's basketball, men's basketball, boys, girls. When you hear that, we were getting on the plane yesterday in San Jose, and one of our players got a text message and said something and didn't pay attention to it. And then once we landed, it was over a 2-hour flight, and then you see what happened, And my first thought, I guess, I'm a little bit older and children, obviously with children, his daughter. And there's, I think, 3 other young girls on that plane. I mean, they're 13 years old. You get up, and you know how we are in families, and maybe on a Sunday, okay, you take her here, you go here, you do this, we'll get together for dinner. And you take it for granted. And those 4 girls were excited about playing in a basketball tournament. And then all of a sudden, they're gone. I mean, that to me is sad. That's sad. But getting back to Kobe, I mean, he was just such a positive influence on the game, and what he did over the years. Unbelievable worker, unbelievable competitor, unbelievable champion. You heard the rift sometimes with him and Shaq, and they won 3 together. And then when they didn't get the 4th, they traded Shaq. And over the years, you hear them barb at each other, but he wished Shaq would play harder and practice more because he thought he would be the all-time greatest player ever. And at that point in Shaq's career, he was so talented and he won. But he had movies, and he had entertainment, and he had other things. And instead of maybe putting all those times in the workouts, he wasn't. But Kobe did. And I asked our son yesterday, because with USA Basketball, he won 2 gold medals, Kobe. But Kyle came on once he finished, but he said the stories that he always heard about Kobe and how he loved to represent his country. And won 2 medals, 8 and 12, I believe it was, the gold medals. And what he brought to those teams, the leadership, the competitive nature, and obviously being victorious in the gold medals. But just a sad, sad day. It's one of those days where you always say, where were you at when you heard the news, But again, my heart goes out to those families and, you 4 13-year-old girls who are just excited to play on a Sunday in a basketball event, and all of a sudden, wow,
So you had a bus ride back from the plane then after everybody?
Yeah.
Well, how did the team seem to react?
Everything was quiet. It was a little eerie even when you walked through the Denver airport when we landed, Sunday afternoon. It was in pretty pretty much traffic going on, but it was just kind of quiet. Maybe I was reading into it. It was kind of like an eerie feeling. Nobody said much, and people were just going on their business. But the TVs, and then you hear people saying, "Wow, this happened," or this, and it was just for me, it was just a sad, sad day. A sad day. And then, our players were quiet, and you see them this afternoon. But, he was the face of the NBA for how many years? He was number 8, and then he changed his number to 24. He got 2 numbers retired, 2 jerseys retired in L.A., and the championships, 5 championships, and 18 All-Star appearances. And when I saw the interview this morning, it was a replay from yesterday from Jerry West, who is the logo, is Mr. NBA, and how, beaten up he was, he crying all day, and what he meant to him. It's just when you're 41, it's too young. When you're 13, it's definitely too young. That's just it's a tragedy for all those families, and you just feel bad about that. And wow, it makes you realize how important every day is, and you take things for granted, and maybe how not important a missed shot is or a missed block out when you talk about people, things like that happen and change. And I didn't realize they just had a 7-month-old, a 4th daughter, and what he was doing for the women's game and growing that game and doing the books and the movies and the short stories and building his empire, but making sure that everyone was going to take advantage of what he was doing, and he had the power to do it. He was on another level, and all of a sudden, that obviously is not going to be anymore.